Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And then don't forget to follow on social media, whether it's TikTok, X, or Instagram. It's a disappointing Sunday, just to say the least. Listen, we can talk about the board, we can talk about the ownership. We know what's wrong, what's going on there. Today's game sucked, to say the least. Listen, we fell 2-1. Great, but we lost. Congratulations to Brighton on beating us. You can't blame Ruben Amorim for anything. We can start talking about the board, but the players didn't play well today. They didn't. Brighton moved the ball well. They passed. They controlled. They outmuscled. The midfield for us was terrible. I don't care. Yes, Mainu and Ugarte were there. Mainu was on there. Mainu didn't change much. He got outmuscled at one point by Danny Welbeck, which forced him to take a yellow, which got him subbed off after 60 minutes. As much as I know Shea Lacey was there, that's great. Shea Lacey took a red card, 2 yellows. The red card was deserved, to say the least. When you're playing in this environment, when you're playing in that, you have to control yourself, and the red card was issued. And the question is what's going on? Will Darren Fletcher continue on this week? Because we have Man City next weekend, but that's for another episode to talk about. But let's talk about today's game. Listen, at one point, United did look good. Dalot sucked. Couldn't hit a barn door if he was standing in it, holding the ball, and tried to throw it in himself. He has to take capitalization. Sesko took opportunities. Cunha was not the best today. He held onto the ball a couple times. Has to move a pass. As much as Bruno was there, yes, corner to Sesko, great. Other than that, not much going on there. We did struggle with the middle. You can definitely see leading up to that first goal that nobody was attacking on the wing. That was on Dalot. So he was struggled on that one-on-one, getting the cross there. Listen, good defensive clear out on the first shot. Unfortunately, the rest of the team didn't realize they had to play defense to get the ball out of our box. So that led to the first, and then Danny Welbeck, fantastic goal. United struggled today. I said in the preview episode yesterday, this was the biggest game of the year for Manchester United, and they didn't show up. I don't want to hear Ruben Amorim's problem. He's gone. This isn't his team anymore. The board, we know it, and I talked about it too, how the board, it's definitely their fault. I do feel like there is a risk of missing Europe, because now we have to rely on finishing a good position in the top 10. We got to hope that Newcastle, City, Chelsea, I think Liverpool, one of them has to win the EFL and then maintain their spot in the top 5 for the Prem, and then we hopefully maybe snag the UEFA Conference League, but that may not be the case, to say the least. Looking at it here, I'm just getting everything for today up, because today was just a fantastic day. Just a fantastic day if you're a Manchester United fan. My player ratings are going to be probably ruthless a little bit today, to say the least. But let me just take a look here. I need the table. I don't know why I did this. That is a boo-boo on me. Go here, Premier League table. So Arsenal, City, Aston Villa, Liverpool are in the top 4. You have Newcastle, us, Brentford, Chelsea, Fulham, Sunderland, all within a couple points of each other. And then, yeah, and again, there's only a couple points there. I do expect Crystal Palace to rebound back, to start playing a little bit better. Chelsea, I expect them to start rising up now that they have their manager. So they should be moving up to the proper spots. Brentford, I did expect Brentford to be decent, even with the pieces of Wissa and Mbuemo gone, but do expect them to be competing in the top 10. And then it's us. We don't even have our new interim manager. We're still in our interim to the interim manager. So we don't have that's going on. So I do expect something to be happening with this club. But I do expect Crystal Palace to start moving up. Sunderland to be a little bit better. Fulham, we know how good they are, but I think we're going to have a struggle to try and get Europe. I really do, and I don't want to be negative. But yeah, this game took it out of me. I don't want to say, oh, we finally had these players. Some of these players weren't fit and blah, blah, blah. Listen, we lost. They started. You all, some of those fan bases complained about players not starting in their minutes. They showed up today. We lost 2-1. We lost 2-1. We lost 2-1, to say the least. We had academy player come on. He took a red. We don't care about the movement, the whatever, the positives. There wasn't any positives today. I'm probably going to be changing my player ratings when I do them, and I feel like I should be handing out worse ones. But realistically, we still lost 2-1. Everyone wasn't playing well. Don't care. Brighton moved the ball through them. The midfield was still there. They did not, like you can say the couple times they attacked, but they didn't complete. Again, as I always say, consistency, discipline, and finish, nothing was there. Cool. We had a corner. That was at the 85th minute. And Sesko got a header. Don't get me wrong. Sesko had opportunities. But even still scoring a goal, everyone was below average today. You can hear people talking about, certain players were consistent. We still lost 2-1. We were down 2-1 or 2-0 at one point. Why are we saying that there's positives from this game? We know what's going on. Burnley, we drew against Burnley. I don't care that we put up 30 shots. We still drew 1-1. I don't care about again, everyone's talking about the stats. Well, guess what? Ruben Amorim had a bunch of stats, and we were members in this board got them. Sorry if I'm sounding a little tongue-tied, but what do you want to say more? This was a game. This is a game that we needed for Europe to make us at least in there for Europe. But I think there's going to be a struggle. We have to rely on other teams to hopefully maintain position, so that way we can rely on other remainder. So nothing's guaranteed yet of Champions League or what the final spots are going to be. But chances are, with the way Arsenal's performing, City, we may have a team in that top spots to allow for 5. So if that happens, 5. Then Europa, one of them is going to go to the FA Cup winner if they're not already in the top 5. So we may have 2 spots for Europa. And then we have the UEFA Cup. UEFA Conference League, sorry. But we have to, hopefully that everything works out. That's 8 spots. 8 spots, and I listed off the teams that we are going to be competing with in the 10. And I expect teams that are outside of the 10 who were playing well should be coming back and performing well and get into that top 10. But we are now going to be facing Arsenal and City in the next 2 games. It's great that we have Amada and Mbuemo coming back, but we are going to struggle. But losing this FA Cup is a hinder. We're out of both tournaments. We're out of the Carlsberg Cup because we lost to Grimsby. That was on the players. Don't even go, the players just didn't show up. I that episode, I called out the players. But we're out of the EFL Cup. We're out of the FA Cup. No trophies. No trophies. But, It was the formation. It wasn't enough academy players. Mainu wasn't starting. Mainu wasn't getting enough minutes. We know who's to blame. Just listen. I wish the protest was happening this weekend. The protest should have happened today. I know they can't organize a protest fast enough, but if there's a magical way to protest against City, not against City themselves, but against the board, Wilcox, all of them, to protest that next game before that game, that would be great. It'd be great. I know we have to wait till Fulham February 1st. That's weeks away. And yeah. Okay, my player ratings. Let's get to it, because again, because again, I'm probably gonna be changing a few things. How do I say this? Yoro Martinez. We'll give them both 5.3. Mason Mount 5. Delo 3.5. Bruno, I'm gonna give him a 5.5. Cool. He got an assist on a corner. Great. Didn't play the best. Ugarte. 4.8. Mainu 5. Took a yellow. He was getting out-muscled by Danny Welbeck, which got him off at the 60th. So, and even then, when he had a couple moves across, which didn't do anything, but realistically, there was nothing there. They were still moving through the midfield with him and Ugarte. They still moved through it. So just to recap again, 5.3 for Yoro Martinez, 5 for Mount, 3.5 for Delo, 5 for Cunha because he wasn't playing well. Holding onto the ball, he's taking too many heavy touches where he's extending himself to try and force it. Bruno, again, with the assist, but 5.5. Ugarte, 4.8. Mainu, 5. Sesko, I'll go 5.7. Dorgu, 5.7. Lamens, 5.5. Maguire, 5. Xerxes, I'm going to give him a 5. Shea Lacey, 5. Casemiro, when he came on, 5.3. Like, Casemiro should have came on earlier, I believe. Lacey, cool. Like, again, I know he's youth and like he needs to develop still. But kicking a ball and then across and whatever, cool. But we had players already doing that. But in the instance here, he got a red. He got sent off. He took a yellow. A couple minutes later, he got the red for it looks like it was for dissent. You saw him pick up the ball. You saw him slant. Like, again, he has to be controlled. Like, in that moment there, that does hurt the team. It was still a red card, so on and so forth. So be it. And then I believe that impacts him for his next game. So we won't have him for City. He's out for City. But it's So we lose him for that game. Casemiro, cool, did a few moments thing, but nothing really big. Xerxes didn't really do anything big. Maguire was there, cool, but in the end, overall, this team did not play well. They did not. We still lost 2-1. We lost to a big game. We couldn't move the ball. We couldn't finish and score. We just struggled. And again, this is a big game. Amram's not here to blame. And we know what's going on. Again, I'm not the players are still on the field. They're here to play. So I'm going to treat this as Like this is again more intense because I mentioned in my last episode how important this game was, how important Europe is, what the goal is. Obviously, now with everything going on here, obviously they didn't realize. Again, congratulations to Brighton. They were the better team that won. They were moving it. They were doing well. They were able to move the ball. They were able to transition well. They had those opportunities. Both goals were good, but so on and so forth. That's it for the episode for today. Short, yeah, I just wanted to get it out. Yeah, today ruthless. But yeah, we just have the Prem. That's what's going on for the rest of the year. We don't even know who the manager is going to be for the game next weekend. So it's a great time to be a Manchester United fan. So I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. I will be back for that. I believe women's squad have a game on Burnley middle of the week. So I will discuss that preview. Catch up on what's going on with Manchester United on Tuesday night, any news, updates, so on and so forth. And then get ready for the derby, which is on Saturday morning, 7:30 in the morning. So do keep an eye on that as well. And then we have the women's squad playing Sunday as well for their game. They have Arsenal next weekend. Yeah, Arsenal for the League Cup semifinal, which is next weekend, I believe. So we have a lot of stuff happening. Let me just double check that schedule. WSL, Manchester United. Oh, great! Manchester United women's squad dropped down to 5th. Fixtures. Sorry, Burnley is next Sunday. My apologies. And then, yes, it's Arsenal on the Wednesday. So my apologies for that error for the schedule. That week we have Burnley on the Sunday for the FA Cup, League Cup semifinal against Arsenal on the Wednesday, and then back against Villa for Super League as well. So rematch against Villa, rematch against Arsenal, playing Burnley for the FA Cup. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff as well. So yep. But yeah, I'll talk about all that. So preview episodes for City will be probably on Thursday, and then Friday I'll release a preview episode for the FA Cup for the women's squad as well. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys back on Tuesday. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Oh, and again, and I did this again. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, and as well as Instagram, TikTok, and X on my social media. Once again, this is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.